Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everyone? And welcome back here to another live stream here for today. We got ourselves some updates in regarding to the tropics as well as the winter weather. We got ourselves a bit of things we do need to discuss here for today, my friends. Once again, thank you guys for joining us here for tonight. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I hope you guys had a awesome Wednesday, for your, whether it was work, whether it was school. Hope you guys had an amazing day here for today, and I hope you guys have an amazing day tomorrow as well. So let's go ahead and jump on into this, my friends. We got ourselves a little bit of stuff to talk about. Rocking the Florida t-shirt today because I felt like it was quite appropriate here because obviously I haven't really wore this. I got this on the trip here, and I kind of wanted to wear it. But anyways, my friends, but once again, glad to have you guys here for today. We have ourselves a lot of stuff we got to talk about. First of all, let's go and talk about the system that's still ongoing. Like I said, this was that system that's been driving the winter weather across a lot of the Ohio Valley, portions more up north and stuff like that. So anyways, but yeah, I mean, that's currently the system that's currently exiting its way out. Not too much more concerns in regarding of this system here anytime soon. So this guy's just going to basically just pull its way out here into Canada. Might cause some more impacts for Canada down in time, but honestly, for us specifically, the impacts are going to be quite limited. If any, they're going to be across portions of the Northeast. Maybe a few snow flurries, a few snow showers might occur tonight as a result, but any significant accumulations is just really not expected or anything like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We have ourselves Rain as well as Caden. What's up, you guys? Let's see here. Devin says, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Going to go do some stuff. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and see here. We also have Delper. Hope you're doing good as well. Angel Rose, Red Road Homestead. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Brady's here as well. What's up, you guys? Hope y'all are doing great. Once again, thank you guys for joining us. Jazzy Mom's here as well. What is going on, my friend? And welcome to the live stream. So, but anyways, for the most part, other than that system really kind of pulling out of the country, I mean, it's pretty much quiet for the most part as of now, because things are going to be changing. We are going to have a pattern change here. First of all, I do want to actually discuss this little jet of moisture moving through portions of southern Florida, delivering a little bit of rain, but really nothing too insane, nothing too crazy for the most part. And as we are going to see here on the thunderstorm forecast and all kinds of other things, honestly, the United States is going to be quite quiet for a few days in regarding the severe weather, but it's a possibility that could change down in time, and we're going to talk more about that here in a second. So, let's see here. Lillian donated $2. Thank you so much. Say, was Wausau, Wisconsin going to be safe here on Sunday? So, all right. So, like I said, obviously today is Wednesday, so you're talking about Sunday. We're going to talk about that more here in a second. But Lillian, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. You absolutely rock here. So, I tell you what, guys, since you guys are wondering what's going to be happening with this upcoming winter system and everything like that, let's go ahead and switch on over here to the models. I feel like there's a lot of stuff we do need to discuss here. So let's go ahead and do such right now. So if you guys do want to follow along on the time, it is on the top right-hand corner if you guys do want to pay attention to that. Like I said, we are currently watching this cyclone, this low-pressure system, drive its way out here in more deep into Canada. Obviously, this could deliver some more snow for areas of Canada. Like I said, obviously, maybe tonight, it's a possibility we could see maybe a few snow showers across the Northeast, but, really any crazy accumulations is just really not expected tonight in regarding to the storm here. So we're looking relatively fine, but other than that, relatively dry across the country for now. But watch what happens when we track our way down in time. Once again, time is on the top right-hand corner, just above my cursor here. Currently showing 8 o'clock for the 19th. So let's go ahead and zoom our way down here in time. So we track our way down in time. We're obviously going to notice a big shot of moisture as we have been talking over the last few days across portions here of the upper Northwest. This does include portions of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, possibility towards like Montana and Wyoming. Those areas have got to watch out for some snowfall here. It kind of looks like the beginning of this event is going to happen kind of around the late portion of the 21st. So pretty much the day after tomorrow. That's when this is going to really start to show itself with some snowfall across a couple, just a little bit of those upper elevations for the most part. Obviously, where it is a little bit more cooler, it's going to allow the snow to stick. So obviously, watch out for those upper elevations across portions of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. So those areas we definitely got to watch out here for. So then you're going to notice a low pressure system really start to kind of crank off here around the same time the snow is going to be falling here for the late 21st into the early 22nd. This system will track its way over here to the east, that low pressure system is really going to get a boost here. It's going to really start to kick pretty strong across portions here of these central plains into the northern plains as this thing is going to be strengthening. Now, here's the thing. You can obviously tell from the last few frames just how much more this thing has been pulling up more of that that winter theme kind of look, that winter storm kind of look there. So this thing is going to be rapidly, really wrapping up here, kind of for portions of the late portions of 23rd. I say the afternoon to the evening hours of the 23rd. This thing's going to be really wrapping in on itself, possibly amping up those snowfall areas, some heavy snowfall for portions here towards like Montana, portions here towards like Wyoming, maybe even portions of Colorado for those upper elevations. Definitely watch out for it. There's also a little something you guys see down there. That is actually a possible hurricane that could impact portions here of Mexico. It has been in the talks for the last few days. It definitely does appear that we are going to have some tropical impacts here on western Mexico as early, like I said, as early as kind of the 23rd. So that's kind of what we are talking about between the snow in the north and the tropics in the south. We're definitely going to be seeing both kind of happening around the same time, which is definitely going to be quite interesting. And honestly, this tropical system could indeed influence the moisture supply with this winter system that could be driving the overall winter weather and stuff like that down in time here. So we're going to progress our way a little bit more forward. Obviously this system really kind of wrapping up itself according to the GFS model, kicking off lots of snow across portions of the northern plains, areas such as like eastern Montana for portions here on the morning of the 24th, portions here towards North Dakota, South Dakota. Now this can still fluctuate quite a bit. I do expect these, where the snow could be to kind of fluctuate because the models have not fully came to an agreement yet, although this has been in the works here for the last several days, and I really do have a good feeling about this system, and I really do think this thing is going to be quite the potential snowmaker here, so we definitely got to watch out for that. And on the best of both worlds, not just the tropics or the winter weather, we also do have the possibility of a severe weather threat across portions here of the central country and to portions of the Midwest. Now, where the severe weather falls, how strong the storms are going to be, it's still quite unknown. It depends on how much moisture gets pulled into the system here. It depends on, how much energy is drawn up, how much of an interaction between the warm and cooler air, basically, is going to fluctuate. So, this is something we also do need to watch out for, as a possibility of severe weather across the central country, somewhere across portions here near the Midwest into the Central Plains, maybe the upper Midwest. It still needs to be kind of ironed out here for the most part. But anyways, regardless though, it's really something we do need to actually look at for. So, definitely am going to watch out for this here very closely. So, but anyways, we track our way down here further in time, and this system is kind of lifts up for the most part. Now, not only is this going to be bringing snow as well as, basically winter weather as well as the tropical weather and the overall possibility of severe weather, this is also going to be bringing some very chilly conditions. If we take a look here at the models and regarding the GFS model and regarding to the temperatures you're about to see here, massive cold front driving its way through the region. You can see right there. That would honestly be surprising if this thing does not deliver any type of thunderstorm action or any type of severe weather for the most part. So, but anyways, we track our way down in time. Yeah, you see big old cool down, really coming through here. I mean, potentially showing in the single digits across portions of North Dakota, but it will just kind of depends here. But anyways, let's go ahead and see Lillian with the $2 super chat. Again, thank you so much for that. So is Basal, Wisconsin only getting rain? So in regards to the GFS model, it looks like you're mostly just going to see rain out of the system here. Now, like I said, you really can't trust one model to be exactly accurate for the most part. You can't just trust one model. So I tell you what, but the central low, according to GFS, is going to be stationed just west of you, which means, yes, you're going to be inside that warm sector with all of the warmer air and all of the, more of the rain than anything. So, yeah, so it looks like it's going to be more of a rain event for you for the most part. It depends. We'll see about possible thunderstorm action. It really depends on, conditions, how far north or south the central low tracks into. A lot of different things that could still change here. So we'll just keep an eye on it for the most part. But yeah, it does appear that mostly be rainfall across portions of Wisconsin region. If we take a look here at the ECMWF model, actually I forgot this one doesn't have the precipitation type. Tell you what we're going to do, actually. We're going to go ahead and switch over here to my other view. This is on the pivotal weather. Now, this one does have the precipitation type, so we'll go ahead and pull this up here according to the according to the region here. So we track way down in time, obviously kind of same thing what the GFS was showing, all of this moisture driving in across the upper northwest here. Yeah, this also does show some rapid wrapping of the system. Now you can actually really see according to the ECMWF model, you can see this very well-defined, cold front there, really kicking off the possibility of some thunderstorm action. Would not be surprising across portions here of the Midwest. Areas of kind of what I'm looking at right now is areas towards like Missouri as well as Iowa. Those might be possible suspects of severe weather from the system down in time. But you can obviously see that snow field really kind of being drawn in. It looks like there's a little bit of a dry air kind of towards the middle portion of that. Maybe not showing as heavy snow. But regardless, though, compared to what both of these models had to say, yeah, it definitely looks like this thing will have the decent potential of dumping some snowfall across portions here of the northern U.S. Like I was saying, in the beginning of the system, with all that moisture being shot into the upper northwest, I mean, this is likely going to cause lots and lots of upper level snowfall for the most part. I mean, maybe even some sleet, some freezing rain across those upper elevations where the freezing point is obviously, right there towards the surface. So obviously those areas will have the better chances of seeing the snow and the winter precipitation rather than the lower elevations where it is slightly warmer, obviously allowing for that transition from winter precipitation to turn into more of just your average rainfall. So, but anyways, regardless though, but once this thing really kicks up, it's going to be dragging down some cold air here up from the north, up from the Canadian Maritime, obviously driving in some of that cooler air, pulling up some warm air from the Gulf of Mexico. Could be feeling the severe weather on the eastern flank here, as well as that cold air is going to be turning the precipitation from that rain more into that snow type of things here across portions of the way. Once again, towards like Montana, Wyoming, portions of Nebraska possibly, according to this model, North and South Dakota. You guys might need to be watching out for this here for the most part. Definitely is really, really crazy. So, but anyways, but that's according to the ECMWF model, really showing a very potent cold front driving its way through the region. Like I said, it's going to be possible. This thing could have some possible severe characteristics with it as well. Across portions here of the Midwest, Central Plains, obviously moving into like the Ohio Valley. Hey, I would not say it's impossible that we cannot get any severe weather out of this. I mean, look how strong this cold front is going to be for the most part. I mean, just a big old two clashing air masses that are going to be occurring here. You got your warm and moisture-filled air across portions of the south, driving, advecting more to the north, and you got yourself your cold and more of that dry air actually pulling in from the back, which is definitely going to be bringing some decent interactions here, possibly in regarding to letting its energy go in regard to thunderstorms. So thunderstorms will likely be a big concern in regarding to this system here. It's something we still don't have an exact idea on what it will exactly do. But it does appear that thunderstorm conditions will be very favorable. It just depends on where, and still some things need to be ironed out, as this still is a few days out. But anyways, regardless, so here's another model we were looking at. We looked at the GFS and the ECMWF already. Let's take a look here at the GDPS model. This is your Canadian long-range model. So this one obviously kind of showing the same thing. Actually, things a little bit differently. According to the GDPS model, the ECMWF and the GFS were in fair agreement with the system here. Now, all three of the models do agree on this moisture kick across the upper northwest, driving some snow across those upper levels. Definitely is kind of what is expected here. Although with the GDPS model, it shows this diving way more to the south. Compared to what the GFS and the ECMWF models were showing, they're kind of showing it really kick off here to the north. Now, this model in particularly kind of has it diving a little bit more here to the far south and the east. So honestly, yeah, it just so shows you that there is still a few things that does need to be ironed out here in regarding to the system. Hey, it's something we definitely need to watch out for, as this thing could have some nasty impacts here in regarding to not only winter weather, but possibility of some severe weather too across portions of the central country. For the northern and the northwestern side of the country, watch out for some snow, and for the central country, watch out for the possibility of some storms out of this system here. So next up we have the here's the European model, but I guess this one doesn't really show anything too crazy in regarding to that. But hey, I mean, regardless though, that's just something we do need to look out for. So I tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to look at the overall accumulations according to the blend of models. It basically takes a lot of models and kind of puts them together, blends them together for the most part. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. This is at a disclaimer. Do not trust this to be exact. Models are not perfect. They are far from perfect, and we are still a few days out. So this could definitely swap in any direction. So just letting you guys know, the snowfall you are about to see on my screen is likely going to change, okay? Keep that in mind. This is likely going to change here. So let's go ahead and bring up here the total snowfall accumulation here for the most part. So we track our way down here in time. Now, it does kind of show a decent amount of snowfall, obviously happening across portions of the upper northwest. For those upper elevations, I mean, some regions here well up into the 10+ inch range could be possible across some of those, mountaintops there. But across portions like of the north, I mean, we're talking areas here towards like, North and South Dakota for the most part. According to the blend of the models here, we are seeing the possibility of maybe around 3 to 6 inches with locally higher amounts being possible. Now you might say, well, that's not too much, but you also got to think it's mid-October, which, it's not uncommon, but it's actually quite rare to have around this time. So definitely is something we do need to watch out for. I mean, even if the track of the storm shifts a little bit more further south, this is going to dramatically increase the snowfall totals in regarding the things as well. So now I will show you guys here the GFS's opinion as well. Once again, what you're about to see here, do not trust to be exact. The GFS model is very aggressive in showing well over a foot across a lot of these regions here. But like I said, once again, what you're seeing here is far from the end result. Like I said, models are not perfect. They are far from perfect. Like I said, you cannot trust them to be exactly precise. This is just an idea. And like I said, personally, what I know with these models and what I've experienced for many, many years with them is that you cannot trust them to be exactly for what they show. And so, like I said, this is likely going to change. What you're seeing right now is likely going to change over the next few days because, like I said, this thing is still a few days out. So definitely we do need to watch out for this. I mean, this could seriously potentially drive some decent snowfall. And regarding to the European model with the snowfall as well, honestly, a lot different than compared to what the GFS model has to say. And that just shows you right then and there how much disagreement there still is between these models. So lots of things do need to be ironed out here for the most part in order to get a better idea and stuff like that. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, we are going to see a lot of potential snowfall across portions here of the Northwest. Like I was saying, portions here towards like Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and potentially North and South Dakota could be in the risk area for possible snow out of this system. Now, like I was saying, if we pull back over here to my main screen, like I was saying, for the most part, the snow risk is going to be pretty persistent across the upper Northwest for these regions. Possibility of some snowfall, it's possible. Honestly, it really just depends on where the system tracks, how much moisture it brings in, all kinds of things like that. Now, I'd honestly say that these areas here need to watch out for possible severe weather. Honestly, it's going to be possible. We could see that very potent cold front driving that cold air down could actually spark off some thunderstorms. And honestly, some of them could potentially be severe depending on how much moisture comes in, depends on how much of an instability reaction we do have between the cold and warm air masses. Honestly, this is going to be quite the event here. And honestly, this thing does have some decent potential on it. It really does have decent potential on it. Now, anyways, but yeah, so we're going to keep you guys updated. We're just going to keep on keeping you all informed here. We're going to take this back over here to the GFS model really quickly. I want to go ahead and show you guys here something real quick. So here's the GFS model like I was talking about. Now, if we take a look at the temperatures, like I was saying, it's not just the threat for winter weather or severe weather, but it also is going to be a concern for the temperatures as well, which I guess you can consider winter weather. But anyways, regardless, though, I mean, seriously, look how cold these temperatures get off here. First of all, we have a lot of warm air being pulled up here into the country. Obviously, that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico is being fed up here to the north, advected to the north. And we have ourselves a lot of cold air coming north, or coming from the north, from like the Canadian area, cold and continental, continental area, or continental air mass, I should say, is going to be moving its way across portions here of the Northwest. Obviously delivering some very, very dry, kind of conditions for the most part. We're going to get that shot of moisture, which is going to be the kick of the storm here for the most part. But yeah, those temperatures is going to be rapidly kicking off here. Low pressure system is going to be tracking its way up here to the northeast for the most part. You can obviously see that big old gradient line there. That is your cold front. And like I said, it's going to be possible along that line that we could see some thunderstorms. And who knows, perhaps maybe even some severe thunderstorms could indeed be a big possibility in regarding to the system. So watch out for not just the winter weather side, but watch out for the possibility of severe storms as well. This is going to be the heck of coverage here if we actually do end up, or if this thing does end up playing out as the models has been suggesting over the last several days. So Definitely something we do need to watch out here for the most part. But anyways, but that is kind of what's going on here. I mean, look how cold these temperatures do get at nighttime, though. I mean, absolutely chilly, after this cold front does move its way through the region here. I mean, look at this. We're talking towards the panhandle of Florida in the mid-40s, which, for Florida, that's pretty daggone cold for the most part. We're talking here towards the north. I mean, the temperatures well in the 20s across portions here of the Midwest into portions of the upper Midwest. Definitely could get quite crazy in regarding to things there. So it's just something we definitely do need to watch out. Like I said, this event is getting closer. Like I said, obviously we're going to start to see these impacts starting to kind of happen for the late 21st into the early 22nd, where snow will start to fall across the upper northwest for those upper elevations there. Then obviously for the next following day, for the 22nd, especially kind of towards the 23rd, actually, for more of that, mid to later portion of the 23rd, we're going to have this low pressure system really wrap in across portions here of, the Central Plains, obviously delivering a lot of snowfall, for portions here towards Montana, portions of North and South Dakota on the western side, as well as portions here, maybe even down as far south as Colorado, as well as portions here towards Wyoming. So this is definitely going to be kicking off a lot of, definitely going to be potentially kicking off a lot of snow from the system here. Then obviously we are going to be seeing here as well, this severe weather that could be potentially sparked from this cold front here. So we're definitely watch out for it. Alice wants to know, what about Illinois? So Illinois is not in any of the risk here for the winter weather, obviously, because, this low pressure system, if you're on the eastern side of it, if the center low is on the west of you, if it's west of you, you're likely just going to see rain out of this. But if you are west of the central low, then you have a better potential of seeing some snowfall. But here's the thing, for you specifically, that you're going to be far to the east of the central low, so you're just going to be caught up in that warm sector, what we call it. So basically just all of that, that rainfall for the most part. No snow, no winter weather is expected across Illinois here. Although, depending on what does happen with this, I'd say Illinois does have the potential of maybe seeing some thunderstorm activity out of this, rather than the winter weather. It's definitely going to be quite possible, and something we definitely might need to consider watching here across portions of the way here. So, but that is kind of what we are looking at here for the most part. It's going to be a rough winter. The Farmer's Almanac for 2023 has already said so. Oh yeah, absolutely. I really do have I really do have some strong feelings that this is going to be quite a nasty winter, based off of several sources. I mean, we talk about like our personal winter forecast. We talked about. I mean, hey, yeah, we're in La Nina right now, but things are going to be changing quite frequently in this winter. Instead of just being in La Nina all winter long, we're going to be starting out with La Nina and transitioning into a new weather pattern towards the end of the winter. So what starts in the beginning of winter and what ends in the last portion is going to be completely different than what we started. Because like I said, La Nina typically does bring a lot of moisture across portions here of like the Ohio Valley, in a neutral condition, a end zone neutral condition, when like normal conditions, not La Nina or El Nino, will actually show the possibility of more precipitation across the southeast, which could deliver the possibility of more southern snowfall. Hey, who knows? We'll definitely need to watch out for it. And like I said, what's going to start in the beginning of this year is likely going to be completely different what starts or what happens in the later portion. Like I said, the later portion of the year has a better chance for more snow more further down the south. So we'll keep it on it. Definitely keep you guys informed in regarding to this here. So, but once again, my friends, thank you all so much for joining us here for today. I just want to go ahead and give you guys a little update here, a little briefing on this upcoming winter system. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know. We are going to be here for you guys. We got you guys covered and everything like that. Thank you all so much for joining us here for today. Hey, if you have not already, consider hitting that subscribe button, my friends. Be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. But once again, something I do actually want to mention here is the next 3 days severe weather. Now, like I said, if this winter system does produce severe weather, it'll likely be for like the 24th and the 25th. Now, if we take a look here across the way, if we take a look here for the next 3 days, so basically here for the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, not when the winter system is really impacting at this point, but we really don't have much going on here. I mean, we really don't. Today, there's no organized thunderstorms. Tomorrow, there's really no organized thunderstorms. A small little thunderstorm risk across the the far eastern side of southeastern Florida for the most part, as well as on day 3. Nothing going on. So it's going to be quite quiet in the severe weather land for the next 3 days. But I will tell you what, like I said, that is likely going to change in the mid to extended range. Like I said, for portions maybe towards, once again, like I was saying here, maybe for like the 24th and the 25th, kind of seems like that's when the most likely of the severe weather could be sparking. Once again, across possibly towards like the Midwest, the upper Midwest portions here of the Central Plains. Might need to watch out for it. Definitely might need to watch out for it. So, let's go ahead and see here. Any rain near the future for Louisville, Kentucky anytime soon, says Sweet Caroline. So honestly, yeah, we just seen this cold front drive through this low pressure system, just track this way out. So really over the next few days, it's going to be quite quiet. Now I will tell you though, if we take a look at the models, like I was saying, I mean, this cold front eventually could impact portions of Kentucky. It's possible. Definitely is really possible. So watch out. It's going to be a while, though, before we get any more rain. So honestly, expect those dry conditions to be quite persistent over the next several days. So Kentucky is not looking like any rainfall or any type of precipitation really anytime soon. So honestly, quite dry. Expect those dry and nice conditions. We're going to need the rain, though, next week. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and see here. I saw some severe storms expected for me on Sunday. Supposed to be super warm too. Any idea of actually going to hit and how bad it is? So it is still kind of early to tell exactly how strong these storms could be, just due to the lack of model guidance, due to the lack of model agreement here. I'll have a better information on that for tomorrow. If you come at us tomorrow, I'll give you more information on the severe weather, as we'll have more things in place. Those mid-range models will start to be supporting this event, especially for like the 21st. I'm going to have a lot of good information for you guys in regard to the system. Obviously, the closer this event gets here, the more better ideas we do have on what could actually play out here. But like I said, right now, we've already talked about it. So guys, as a quick little recap for you all, really quickly to show you guys, if you're just now joining us, of what we could potentially expect here down in time. Starting off here, the timelines on the top right-hand corner, you can see just above my cursor there. So here's the thing. You can see right here, this is right where the time is located. So we track our way down here in time. Now you're going to notice a big shot of moisture across portions here of the upper northwest. This is going to be delivering a lot of snowfall across portions here, maybe towards Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, portions here, maybe even into Wyoming here. A lot of upper level snowfall. So for those upper elevations where the temperatures are a bit cooler, where that freezing point touches the surface or near the surface, those are going to be the areas that will likely start to see some snowfall. Now, obviously, the opposite for the lower level, the lower levels where it is a little bit more warmer and things like that. So, but anyway, so this is going to start off as a big shot of moisture driving across the upper northwest. Low pressure system will develop here for portions of the early portions of the 22nd. Now, this will quickly really amp up here. The low pressure system will really amp up here on the late portions here of the 23rd. Obviously, really wrapping in that moisture here, really starting to kick off some heavy potential snowfall across portions here of not just Montana, the Dakotas, Wyoming, but maybe even as far down south towards like Utah, maybe even as well as like Colorado. Definitely could see the possibility of this actually occurring here. Now, obviously, with that being said, we are going to be seeing a pretty strong cold front develop on this system. Could be driving up a lot of moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico, maybe delivering some thunderstorm action, which definitely does look to be possible as well. And then the system will kick its way off here. So, but that's kind of what we're talking about here for the most part. Like I said, there is also that tropical system we should probably look at really quickly before we head off here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look here over at the current storms. Like I was saying, we are watching. I really don't think. Here we go. Yeah, we don't have any information on this quite yet, but like I said, as we have been watching on the models for the last few days, it does definitely look like we are going to be having some definite impacts here. Look at this. I haven't seen this in a while. If we take a look here at this part, you're going to notice how it says formation chance through the next 5 days, near 100%. So at this point, this thing is likely going to form into a tropical system, perhaps, maybe even tonight. It looks like, they have this thing near 100% formation in the next 2 days. So I'd even say tonight, this thing could turn into a tropical system. Whether that be in a tropical depression or a tropical storm, who knows? We'll definitely continue. Look at this. Later today or tonight is what it says. Expected to form. So yeah, so I bet you guys by the time we do our next update around this time tomorrow, we are going to have more information on the tropics and everything like that. Central Pacific, Atlantic, nothing going on right now. Relatively quiet for the most part, so that's definitely some good news. For now, it's definitely quiet. So we'll just keep an eye on it. We are still in hurricane season. still need to watch the tropics. Obviously we'll keep an eye on it. But like I was saying here, for the most part, yeah, we just got to keep an eye on disturbance. One, a lot of the models have been showing this thing actually hitting portions of western Mexico, kind of around the same time this winter system is going to be having some tolls on Canada and the United States here. So, yeah, so not just literally all of North America is going to be, or not all of it, but portions of every country in North America, like Mexico, as well as, or what I mean, for the most part, like Mexico, the United States, and Canada are going to be getting impacted by some type of crazy weather. So we'll just definitely keep an eye on it, my friends. But anyways, my friends, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I felt like we did some pretty good coverage for you guys. Regarding to what's expected. If you guys still have any questions, like I said, you can feel free to reach out to us on, on Discord, Twitter, whatever. We have everything down in the description. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you give a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, button. If you guys are new, we greatly appreciate it. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys are absolutely awesome. Hope you guys have a blessed night. If you have any more questions, once again, feel free to reach out to us on our Discord. But once again, thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. Once again, big shout out today goes to Lillian for supporting the channel. Big thank you. Thank you so much for the very kind super chat that you've given us. Really appreciate it. It really does help us out in regard to keeping us up and active to what we're doing and everything like that. So once again, big shout out today goes to Lillian for our donator for today. All right, my friends, thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Hope you guys have a wonderful day at work or school or whatever you're doing tomorrow. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch up tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more we'll do another briefing tomorrow in order to give you guys more information on this. So stay tuned, my friends. Make sure you turn post notifications on. That way you guys are alerted whenever we do go live. Like I said, tomorrow around 7 o'clock, when I'm planning on going live here yet again. So we'll give you guys more information in the next 24 hours. All right, my friends, thank you all so much for being here. Greatly appreciated. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And all right, my friends, take care, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, y'all.
Tonight, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 2 feet. Thursday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday night, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 2 feet. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Now for the National Weather Service marine forecast for the tidal Potomac from Key Bridge to Smith Point. Rest of this afternoon, west winds 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 2 feet. Tonight, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. The Northern Virginia mountain forecast for elevations above 2,000 feet, including the Skyline Drive. Freeze warning in effect from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thursday. Tonight, cold. Mostly clear. Lows in the upper 20s. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the lower 50s. Thursday night, cold. Partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly clear. Lows in the lower 30s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the upper 50s. Saturday, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-30s. Highs in the lower 60s. Sunday, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Highs around 60. Monday, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. Highs in the mid-60s. This is the NOAA Weather Radio All-Hazard Station KHP 36, broadcasting from the National Weather Service office in Sterling, Virginia, and transmitting on a frequency of 162.550 MHz from an antenna located in Manassas, Virginia. This is a statement from the National Weather Service. Small craft advisory will expire at 8 p.m. this evening. Wind speeds have decreased this evening, thus the small craft advisory will be allowed to expire. This is a statement from the National Weather Service. For the following county, Warren, Virginia. Freeze warning in effect from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thursday. Sub-freezing temperatures as low as 29 expected. The areas affected include Warren County, The hazardous weather conditions are expected from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thursday. Impacts: frost and freeze conditions will kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. To prevent freezing and possible bursting of outdoor water pipes, they should be wrapped, drained, or allowed to drip slowly. Those that have in-ground sprinkler systems should drain them and cover above-ground pipes to protect them from freezing. This is a statement from the National Weather Service.